Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to rank all 5 of Ben Affleck's directed movies. We got the new movie Air, The Town, Gone Baby Gone, Best Picture winner of 2012, Argo, I think it was 2012, and a gangster movie, Live by Night. So, we're going to rank them from the worst to best. Share your ranking in the comments below. Let me know which one's your favorite, which one's your least favorite. And not much to say, we can get started. Coming in last place, we got Live by Night. It's not a bad movie. I actually think it's pretty good. I think the cinematography is great. It all looks cool. And I know this movie was held back because of all the Justice League writing streaks, which this came out around the same time. I could see how all of this kind of played into that. But I thought the movie was perfectly fine. I think some of the action sequences were pretty good. I think I have a thing with gangster movies. I tend to enjoy them. But at the same time, I feel like this one doesn't really do anything to stand out about it. So, like, it feels just like a lot of the other ones I've seen, like The Untouchables, Godfather, Goodfellas, like, it's kind of like some of the other ones. So, like, I mean, it's kind of like if you mix The Town with all of them, where he's, like, trying to get out of it and all. So, like, it's kind of just like other ones, so it doesn't really do much for me. And I think the voiceovers were kind of unnecessary, I feel like, and yeah, the voiceovers were kind of weird, I would say. And then the pacing is super weird here. Like, it feels like sometimes, like, the beginning moves fast, and then it slows. It's pretty slow throughout the middle, and then it moves fast near the end. The pacing in this movie is really weird. It didn't need to be as long. But Ben Affleck was a good director, so, like, I think the actors are all really good in their parts in particular. Zoe Saldana, Ben Affleck himself, and whoever plays the sheriff guy, I forgot his name. But overall, the actors here are perfectly good. I think it's a very competently made movie. I still think it's a good movie here, but like, I just think it's nowhere near as good as other movies. I would say the next one, I think it's well above this one, and I wish this one was better. Like, Ben Affleck doing a mom movie, that sounds like a great idea, and I hope he does, like, another one maybe sometime soon, or just some sort of recut version of this movie and then brings it to life, but I don't know if that'll happen, because I could see a really good version of this movie, but we don't really get that here, so yeah, it's coming in last. So yeah, still enjoy this one, though. Just as a point of reference, the next 4 are well above Live by Night. Even Live by Night's still a good movie, but yeah. Number 4, we got Air, the newest Ben Affleck movie. This is not a movie I was on my radar at all until I saw the trailer for what happened to my hair. This was not a movie that was on my radar whatsoever until I saw it for the Super Bowl and whatever. And then I was like, this looks really good. I look at the end, it's directed by Ben Affleck. That looks really good. I want to go see that. And then I talked to my parents like a second later, but yeah. The characters here in particular, Matt Damon, Jason Bateman, Chris Tucker, Ben Affleck, all of them are fantastic in these roles. And what it does so well is it blends the mix of inspiration and entertainment perfectly. It's really funny. There's some really funny scenes, in particular with Chris Tucker, Jason Bateman, and Matt Damon, and everybody's funny here. So the movie's just a lot of fun. It's very entertaining. It's funny, and yeah. But like, you see Nike as sort of this underdog as a whole. You see Nike as a whole sort of a character where they're good in the running department, but not very good in the basketball department. And they create the shoe for Michael Jordan, and then you see it like you're with them through the journey, even though you know the outcome, obviously. And I'm someone that wears Air Jordan, so yeah. And I just thought it was a great movie overall. Like everything that happens, you're with the characters the entire time. Ben Affleck brings this flair to a lot of his other movies, in particular like The Town and Argo, where the meeting scenes are really intense and all. Like, you want everything to go perfectly as well as possible, even though you know the outcome, obviously. And then when it does go well, you're very satisfied, you're excited, you're happy, and it's a very feel good movie. That's kind of how I describe this one. And in the end, it leaves you on a good note when you leave the theater. So I thought this movie was really good, but I think there are just 3 more that I just like more, probably because I feel like on a rewatch basis, I don't think I would come back to this one as much as I would Gone Baby Gone, Argo, or The Town. So yeah. Number 3 and 2 are literally tied. Which one do I go with? Okay. Number three, I'm gonna go Gone Baby Gone, just because I don't think just because I haven't seen it twice. I think I need to rewatch. I should have rewatched this one before I decided to rank it up here. And this is just a fantastic, dark, demented. It goes in crazy directions. It's a fantastic thriller here. In particular, you got great characters. Obviously, Casey Affleck here. You got Michelle Monaghan. You got Ed Harris as the detective guy here, and especially Ed Harris. All the actors are great in their performances here. And Ben Affleck, I think, had a bit more of a sort of downer in his career up to this point, and then because like Daredevil and stuff, and then you see him and then he directs this, and then it's this wild and great movie. Yeah, man, it is. So there's just some amazing just stuff here and moral decisions that have to be made by the end, because like it starts off and it seems like sort of like this find the child kind of movie, but going in dark directions, and then as you go on, it gets into like it gets kind of weirder and weirder and weirder, but it gets real, but not like weird in the sense that like it's just a weird like crazy movie, but like weirder meaning like the situation itself, to where like in the end like you have a situation where the girl has to be was the sheriff got the girl, but like and that but does Casey Affleck have to, well, this will spoil the movie, I haven't seen it, but will Casey Affleck give the child back to his mother, or do the morally right decision and leave the child to the sheriff? And then I think personally I would have given the child to the sheriff, but and he makes the legally right decision, but was it the morally right decision? And that's kind of the thought that the movie leaves you on. And I thought it was just fantastic, and it goes in so many directions. It's just an overall great thriller. I think the only reason why it's not number two is like I feel like I need another rewatch before I can put it ahead of number two, which I've seen a couple times, and yeah. So, but the one kind of flaw of this movie is that why would they bring in two more detectives if they had the situation already kind of figured out? I've always thought that was kind of odd to me. I don't know. But it still works, I guess. But I'm not really. I just thought about that in retrospect. So, yeah, it's still really good. If you haven't seen the film, go check it out. It's fantastic. It's on HBO Max right now. So, yeah, go watch it. Coming number two is gonna be Argo. I'm gonna keep this one pretty quick because I reviewed it like yesterday. So not when this video comes out, but yeah. So just a great thriller, intense drama, whatever you want to call it. There's this little comedy in there, I guess. It blends the tones perfectly of being an intense thriller, roaming the streets of Tehran in the late 70s, early 80s, and being this ludicrous movie about making a fake movie to get some people out of Iran. It blends the two tones perfectly. It's a movie where like even like all and like nothing intercuts with the intensity. It's like the whole bit at the airport as they're trying to get out leaves you like your heart is racing, and like you see all of the way everything, like something, even one thing can make it go wrong, go very wrong, and then you see them get out of it, and it's just so satisfying when you get to the end. It's just that's kind of like what it leaves you on. And the performance is all great. It all looks great. My cousin worked on this movie, so I have personal ties to the movie. And it's just fun seeing this ludicrous idea of making this fake movie, great scripts, characters, costumes, posters, and then having that trying to be filmed in Iran, and then that being the way to get them out, and the way it all sort of worked, and then it barely worked, and it even led to like Canada having to get out of Iran as well, or get into Iraq or something. So it's all great. It's a fantastic movie, and if you haven't seen this one, it's the Best Picture winner of 2012, and I understand why. Coming in number one, this one's kind of easy, but I mean it's not that easy. You got The Town, kind of like Gone Baby Gone. It builds like a sort of community around this Charlestown area, and it just does such a great job at it. Where like it has such a rich history of all the bank robberies and stuff, and to where like it's kind of its own world where Ben Affleck, Jeremy Renner, and the other crew kind of like they can't get out of this whole situation, where Ben Affleck is in a situation where like they at the beginning sequence they capture this or take hostage of whatever the girl, I forgot the actress's name, but she's from Iron Man 3. They take her they capture her and take her hostage, and then you see it in the end like then Ben Affleck meets up with her again, and then he falls in love with her, and then he wants to get out of this whole situation, but he can't because he's been in it. You can't. He's been in it for too long to really get out of it, and then so like once you get to that point, every choice in the movie matters, and as you go on, it gets more and more intense as John Hamm and like the other cops. Oh, I forgot he's also in this movie. As the John Hamm and the other cops are starting to get up to get onto these group of people, and it just builds and builds and builds until you get to the end, and then you sort of and then you end on like a really sort of, I guess, nice note. So but every choice matters, and for both the characters, and well for all the characters, like everything Ben Affleck does matters, and then leads to where, well, obviously like you're invested in everything that goes on, so like you don't want it to go wrong because you care about him, and then like yeah. You got a great cast. You got Jeremy Renner before he became like an upcomer, which I still think this is probably his best performance we've ever seen him in, or I've seen him in. But you got John Hamm as the FBI agent, who's kind of like sort of like this. You sort of see as sort of a guy, but he has sort of this cocky bad side to him that kind of becomes like a sort of the dicky bad side, I guess. And you got the girl from Iron Man 3. I cannot think of her name, but she's great. She's great here. And overall, you also got what's the person that plays Jeremy Renner's sister here? I literally cannot. I forget characters' names here and actors' names. That's whatever. Kate something. I think she was in Glass Onion. I don't know, but overall, I just thought this movie it's amazing. I absolutely love it. It's probably my favorite bank heist movie of all time, and you can sort of see how it brings an influence from movies like Heat and what's the other big one? There's Heat and Point Break, and also a little bit of it brings some inspiration of bank. Another interesting thing about this movie is that brings an inspiration from some of the other great heist movies, in particular Heat and Point Break, which absolutely love Point Break. I haven't seen Heat yet. I should go watch it, but does that super well and implodes into this movie, and it just blends action and drama perfectly. You're invested in the characters, and it's just such a fantastic movie. All the bank robbery sequences are intense and great, and then when you get to the end, where like you just feel so much tension here, and yeah, and maybe it's not as like distinguishedly Ben Affleck as some of his other movies, but it's just an all-around great movie. And I showed this one to a friend before, and he loved it as well. So yeah, that'll about do it for today. It's fantastic. Ben Affleck is a great director overall. I think he's a better director than actor, in my opinion, and he's just really good at bringing intensity sequences, and and even as fun as the concept of the movie can be, when I look at a movie like Argo, like none of the funness of it intercut with the drama. So that's what he just does so perfectly. He just pops. And I think he could, maybe if he makes more movies, he could be up there with some like the greats like Martin Scorsese, Spielberg, Quentin Tarantino, Christopher Nolan, James Cameron, Fincher, I guess. And yeah, he could be up there someday. I don't know. So yeah, that'll about do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And see you guys next time. Adios.